What's going on, champs? Welcome back, man. Coach Ron Talk Show. So today we're gonna talk about somebody that I was told about actually, and his name is Nicolino Locche. He's an Argentine boxer, and I was told about this fighter by one of my coaches that help at my gym, Ron for On Boxing. He's my right hand man, Sam. So actually, he put me on this fighter, and he showed me a quick snippet on him, on his defense, right? And man, as soon as I seen him, I was like, damn, right away, man. I was like, yeah, I like this dude, just because he kind of understood the art of boxing, which is hit and not get hit. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what boxing is to me. Of course, everyone got different point of views towards that. But for me, that's what I was taught, right? Boxing is hit and I get hit. So yeah, this guy was impressive, man. He's very elusive, man. He's his movement, yeah, man. Definitely one of a kind, that's for sure. Remind me a little bit of Willie Pep, with his style. And but yeah, that's what we're gonna speak about today, man. So pretty much, like I said, he was an Argentine boxer from. He was from Tunuyán or Tunuyán, Mendoza, Argentina. I'm not too sure, because obviously I don't know how if I'm pronouncing it right or not. And he was born in September 2, 1939. So, excuse me. He fought as a lightweight, junior lightweight, welterweight, and welterweight. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty wild, man. He became the junior the junior welterweight champion in 1968, defeating Paul Takeshi Fuji by technical knockout. After the 10th round, he refused to come out because he was so frustrated because he was exhausted and he wasn't able to connect any punches, according to the Argentine boxing commentators. Which was pretty crazy, right? Because I mean, think about it, man. You're in a fight, you can't even touch this dude. You know what I mean? He's constantly clubbing you, and as a fighter, I was a fighter, and I could understand that. You know what I mean? Like there was a couple of I had boxing matches where they're very elusive. When they're very elusive, they move a lot. They got good footwork. It gets frustrating. It gets very frustrating because you can't touch them, and every time you think you're gonna touch them, they hit you. So this guy also had good range, and very elusive. So every time he slip punches, he'll counter. But mostly did a lot of defense. So he tired out his fighters, is what I was noticing when I did the film study. So yeah, man, he was very elusive. So what caught my attention was that he really understood the art of boxing. And he was crazy because he was a Latin boxer. You know what I mean? He's a Latin boxer. So, us Latin or Latinos, we kind of like that gritty, toe to toe, and who got bigger heart and so on and so forth, right? I noticed that. But now, that I seen this guy, I was like, damn, okay, he was a short dude, my height, 5'6". He was 5'6". But anyways, they called him El Intocable, which that's Spanish, right? El Intocable, and in English is the Untouchable. So, the Untouchable. Of course, they touched them, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're going to get, like my coach would tell me, if you're going to go inside a pool, you're going to get wet. So, obviously, you're going to go in but the key is to get hit very little, right? Take very little damage. And his defense was just amazing, man. Great defense, man. So, Locche became an idol in Argentina. And every time he fought, he sold out in the Luna Park, Buenos Aires. So, yeah, man, I was watching a lot of his film as well. His style made him a legend. You know what I'm saying? The art of like I said, hit and not get hit. You know what I'm saying? So that made him a legend. And, it's funny because he would put his hands behind his back and he'll square up. And, his opponents would just throw punches and he would really dodge them, slip them, and he'll tire out the opponents, man. So I saw that. They say he had like cat reflexes or whatever, man. But he did have great reflexes. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I never heard of this guy, man, which was crazy until Coach Sam put me on. So, Coach Sam, you watching this, man? That's what's up. I appreciate that, man. But anyhow, so I'm gonna tell you little things that I read about him, right? That blew my mind. And you know what was crazy? He was a cigarette smoker through most of his boxing career. I'm like, what? That was crazy. Because remember, they used to fight 15 rounds. 15 rounds. So, you know what I'm saying? He's over here smoking cigarettes, man. Now, I understand, you know what I mean? A lot of fighters smoke weed now. You know, they smoke weed now. And I'm not say a lot of fighters, but, you know, a lot of athletes, I should say, you know, smoke a lot of weed. And somehow, you know, they perform good and somehow they do whatever they do. They accomplish whatever they're going to accomplish. But I always say, you know, if you're doing drugs anytime, you know, that don't mix. But anyhow, he smoked cigarettes, which was crazy. You know, it just blew my mind. How the hell? Because cigarettes, man, like, you know, eesh. But anyhow, he sure did. You know, he smoked cigarettes even after he retired. You know, matter of fact, you know, they say that's what killed him. You know, because he died young, 66, I believe, when he died, because of a heart failure. So, due to, you know, that, you know what I'm saying, cigarettes or whatever, man. So, yeah, that was pretty messed up. But yeah, man, and another thing, he wasn't very disciplined. You know, he wasn't very disciplined from what I hear, of course, what I was reading. He was not very disciplined during his training camps. You know, it was funny, man. He would tell his coach that, you know, in his training camp, he would tell his coach that he was going to go buy a newspaper, and then he would appear like a week after. So that's crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure he was in a training camp home, and, you know, he would just tell his coach, hey, I'll be back, you know, I'm buying news, and don't come back, you know what I mean? A week later, you know what I mean? Like, I know as a coach, man, I'll be furious, man, you know what I mean? Like, but hey, that was him, and I guess he got away with it, you know what I mean? Another thing I read, too, that when he used to run, like his running routines, he would actually stop by a lake, and then he would throw water on himself, and then he'll come home, he'll go back, act like, you know, he was sweating and whatnot, you know what I mean? Like, wow, man, this guy was pretty funny, you know. But still, you know, it's crazy because you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to cut shortcut. I mean, yeah, you don't want to take shortcuts, cut corners when you're in a training camp, because, you know, it's crazy in there, man. You know what I mean? Like, but I guess that's how confident he was with his defense, that, you know, he wasn't very disciplined, you know, with his training, which is pretty crazy, you know, pretty crazy to me. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, man. When I read that, I said, wow, man. You know, when he fought Fuji, which is when he obtained the title, his coach noticed he got hit a few times with punches that he should have not got hit, you know, that he could have dodged very easy. And when they asked him, he said, you know, he said, man, you know, he's in his hometown. You know, you know, he's like, man, you know, don't worry, coach, I got this, you know. But, you know, he just kind of let him hit him because he said he was in his homeland and amongst his people. And he kind of wanted to, I guess he felt bad for him, I guess. I don't know, you know what I mean? But I know for sure I wouldn't tell my fighter to do that, you know, because in boxing, it only takes one punch, you know, a good punch, and let's go, lights out, man. So, you know, his coach was telling him, like, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? And, you know, he told him, like, no, it's okay, coach, I got it, you know what I mean? But, yeah, those are pretty crazy things that I read about him that I was like, wow, you know? He fought against former world champions before he, you know, that's another thing. He fought a lot of former world champions before getting a chance to fight for the world title. He passed most of his career as a contender until he got that big chance, and he became a world champion, you know, at junior welterweight. And, you know, that's awesome. And then that's, you know, it's very hard because everybody knows if you're a boxing fan or if you're a fighter, you know how hard it is, man. How hard, man. It's extremely hard to make it. I feel like it's extremely hard because not only the discipline, not only all these things that, you know, you have to do, but it's also like, I don't know, sometimes I want to say is luck as well. Who do you know and who you get connected with? Because I know a lot of skilled fighters. And they're still trying to make it, you know, and they work 9 to 5 and so on and so forth. And there's thousands of fighters out there, you know what I mean, trying to do the same thing, become world champions or prize fighters. So yeah, man, it's definitely not easy, you know what I'm saying? So he most of his career he was a contender until he got the opportunity and became a world champion. And then he successfully defended his title 6 times before losing it to this Panamanian Alfonso Frazier. He lost it to him, and he didn't fight him. He didn't fight him again. He didn't get the rematch, and shortly after that he retired. And he didn't. Like I guess I don't know. I guess he was done because he didn't do a rematch. He still fought though. He still fought and he beat some people and stuff like that. But then he retired. And then I know when he fought him, he didn't come out. When he lost the title, he didn't come out for the 10th round. He did like a no mas, I guess I don't know. But yeah, he didn't come out. He didn't come out for the 10th round, and he lost his title. So yeah, he died in Las Heras, Argentina, in 2005, like I said before, of a heart failure. And I'm pretty sure it was due to the smoking. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it was due to the smoking that caused that. Because he smoked even after his career, he was smoking and whatnot. So that's pretty crazy, they labeled him as the best 140-pounder technician in history. Due to his defensive style and so on and so forth, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. That's awesome actually. They actually he was inducted too in the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2003. So he did noise. He did his thing, especially being a Latino fighter. Latin fighter. That's pretty cool. And there's a lot of great Argentine boxers. You have a few great boxers that actually I'm going to speak about too. Because they were old schools too. But yeah, so as far as the defensive fighters, we have Willie Pep, we have Floyd Jr., Pernell Whitaker. We have so many, right? That have great defense and more. I'm pretty sure a lot more. And this is why I'm doing this, right? So we could have snippets of these fighters and talk about these fighters. Like I said, this is why I started this channel, because of boxing. I just love boxing. But yeah. So yeah, man, he had a great career, man. As far as the fights, man, there's bunch of fights, man. He ended his record, his career, I should say, 117 fights. 120. No, matter of fact, 120, 30 something, because he had an amazing record of 117 wins, 4 losses, right? 1 coming out by stoppage. I'm sorry, by knockout. They have it as knockout, but check this out. They never knocked him out. This was crazy. Out of all his fights, he had 14 draws as well. But out of all his fights, he never got knocked out. He never got stopped. That one time that he lost, that they have it as a knockout in box right, is because he didn't come out for the 10th round. So it's it's called a TKO, a stoppage, but it's really the ref didn't stop it. He just didn't come out. He did a no mas. He didn't come out. So, but he had an amazing freaking record. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty damn good. Because he was never dropped. Like I said, he was never dropped. You know what I mean? So that's pretty awesome. Because most of the time, you get stopped. You know what I mean? You get stopped, or you're in career. People have stoppages. They get dropped. So on. So that's another thing. He never got dropped. Which is crazy. You know what I mean? He never got dropped during all his fights. He never got dropped. So that's pretty awesome. That means that he had a granite chin. I'm pretty sure as well. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, that's tough. That's tough because never getting dropped, man. That's crazy. I know in my amateur career, I got dropped a few times. I'm not gonna lie. Not with the chin. I got hit some good times in the chin, which kind of rocked me, made me, beep. I'm serious. That's what I heard, beep, and kind of white flashes. And I never got dropped. Thank God. But body shots, oh yeah, I got stopped with body shots, unfortunately. So I know, how hard it is. Eventually, the longer you fight, and he had imagine 130 something fights. You know what I mean? So for him not to get dropped ever, that's pretty awesome, man. But yeah, man, that's all. That's for today, man. You know, el intocable. You know what I mean? So, but that's something. His defense, man. Defense, man. That's something that I always say. You know, we should always practice as fighters, right? Work on your defense. A lot of defense, because if you have no defense, man, like I say, everybody can throw punches. You know what I mean? Anybody can throw punches. I mean, you go smack somebody, they're gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you right back. Something natural, instant. Some of us, right? We just want to hit back. But a lot of people don't know how to defend themselves from those incoming punches. So that's very important, man, to work a lot on your defense. You know what I mean? But yeah, this guy was something else, man. And yeah, that's for today, man. Nicolino, Locche, el Intocable, the Untouchable. So, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, we'll have somebody next. You know, stay tuned. You know, we'll have somebody next that we speak about. Yeah, appreciate the support. Yeah, subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you guys soon, man. Peace.